Hello comic fans out there, and welcome to another Deviant.fun flash review video. And today we bring you a Matt Kindt book named Folklords, where Matt Kindt pairs up with Matt Smith and Chris O'Halloran. And it's a fantasy oriented title. I would say it was, when it was thought of, it definitely had the intention of being an all-age comic, so there's no violence, at least things very violent, no strong language, so it's a pretty standard YA book, I would say, or even bigger children could read it. There's some violence here and some monsters in commas, but yeah, it's a family book. That doesn't mean that a grown-up won't enjoy it, but I don't think it's targeted for mature audiences. So this is the story of a boy named Ansel, who we see getting dressed up here, like he's going to to some kind of event. He's got his tie, his blazer, nice shirt, nice pants, and we see that everyone is not dressed like him. It doesn't seem like he belongs there, and they're all mocking his clothes. And then we realize that, okay, this is not the Earth as we know it, because he is heading towards a troll who has a small boat that people use to cross to the other side. Not that they like very much going to the other side, but yeah, but they do. So Ansel is going to a kind of a party, to a reunion, and at first we don't understand why the hell everyone is picking up on his clothes, though we see that everyone else is very differently dressed. But as the book picks up, we understand that, well, this is in fact an alternate reality. This is not our reality. And these boys and girls, young boys and girls, are meeting here because they have to decide on a quest to do before they embark in a profession, being a woodsman, miner, whatever, because it's a very rural kind of place. Compared to us, they're not developed. And so we finally get to understand why he is dressed like us, whilst the other people aren't. It's because he has some weird dreams where he sees all these contraptions, giant cities with tall buildings. Well, he sees our world, right? So he dreams about our world, and he has visions of it, and the things that we know for sure and that are normal to us. And that's how we got this fancy costume, suit, let's say. And so he is obsessed. He's been waiting 18 years to do his quest. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He wants to look for the world that he sees on his dreams. He wants to see how it is to live there, and because he believes it really does exist. It so happens that to get to such a different place, he will have to follow some myth around the Folklords, and that's where the book of the title comes from, which might, according to the myth, they have connections to other worlds, or know how to get to other worlds. And so that's what he sets up as being his quest. He wants to find the Folklords, but there's an authority there represented by these guys who don't like hearing about other worlds and seeking different things and etc. So when this quest is known, the ceremony is immediately interrupted and no one gets to choose their quests. They're given quests and that's it. Or maybe not, because the boys, some of them, aren't convinced of this. They want to go in the quest no matter what, so they decide to escape. And Ansel escapes with an elf, which is also a very outsider in that society. Is the only elf there. So this adventure and this escape seems interesting to him. And that's what we'll see in the book. As in every quest, of course, there are characters appearing and joining the, the guild, let's call it. So this elf won't be the first one. They will also meet Gretel. You'll get some references to our myths and stories. So Gretel is in fact something that resembles the Gretel we know from Hansel and Gretel, but yeah, a little bit different. There's also this character that will play a role in aiding them, despite the closed face, right? Kind of scary, but she will prove to be a great aid for them. So we accompany them in their misadventures. There's treason, there's mischief, but Ansel always persevering with a great strength of will, I meant, to get to find out what's on the other side, if there's really something on the other side, and how to find the Folklords. So they get some clues, they talk with this person and that person, and they start getting somewhere. And they actually end up meeting someone that seems to be from our world, and that apparently is controlling this authority, these authoritarian forces. And he really looks like he's from our world, and if he's not, he does know things about our world because he looks like us, and etc. At the same time, the book has one or two glimpses of another character that we understand at the end of the book. The book ends with the opposite, the exact opposite of what we're seeing in the quest. So Ansel is stuck in a bad place. We can't understand how the quest will go on, but they are continuing to pursue it. But yeah, they seem to be far away from concluding it. And then suddenly we see someone dressing up just like they do, getting out to the street, and then we see it's our world. So we see the reverse happening. So it seems that in our world there's also a character, a female one, also young, that is seeking connection to Ansel's world. So the question remains is if in the continuation of the story, will they meet somehow at the middle of the journey? What the hell will happen? Will they exchange worlds? Well, we can't say. We'll have to wait and read the next volume, right? So, in summary, I wouldn't say this is a book for me. I like more serious reading, but if you like this kind of quest and fantasy worlds, I would say this is a very well illustrated book. It's got a very clean style that might appeal to you. I don't know. I love the cover, but it's not the actual work you see, the actual artwork you see inside. It's not as good. If it was, wow, it would be one hell of a book. But the writing is from Matt Kindt, so Matt Kindt doesn't know how to write badly. The characters are interesting, they're varied, like I said. There will be a group that will vary in its composition, people entering, people leaving, every one of them contributing to the story. There's some magic there, but not too much as to ruin the narrative. So I like the balance of the mystical versus mundane life. If we strip it to the core, it's just a boy with a great will and a great power of endurance, and that just wants to know what is outside for him, what's out there in the world that he doesn't know, that could enrich him in ways that he can't even imagine. So that's the drive of this book. So without giving it a great recommendation, because it's not really my style, I don't feel comfortable even rating it, because I might be paying some injustice to it. But I liked reading it. I wouldn't mind reading the next one, but if you ask me, are you eager to go and buy volume 2 or the issues that are coming out? No, I won't. I have many other things that I want to read first. So this dates from July 2020, this first volume, and it's by Boom Studios, by the way. So what really got me into this was Matt Kindt, because I'm a fan of Matt Kindt. I love his work. This is the thing I've read from him that I enjoyed the least, but I get it. It's for a different audience. Yeah, so that's all I have to say and show. So if you like these videos and if you've been paying attention to our channel, well, perhaps it's time to subscribe. We will really appreciate that. Otherwise, just like the videos if you do like them. Comment, we'd love to hear from you. And you know where to get this and many other books. It's at Deviant.fun.biz. That's right, it's not .com, it's .biz. Yeah, we want to be different. Yeah, and even in the URL. Yeah, we strive to be different for the best, of course. You can also follow us at Facebook and Instagram, of course. But the main core of our content will be in Facebook and in the form of these videos in this YouTube channel. So, until the next video, which will come shortly, I bid you farewell and hope that you have excellent reads and that you are able to now enjoy a little bit more of normal life like we're starting to here in Portugal. Thank God. Not that I'm a believer, but yeah, I have to thank someone. Thank the doctors, perhaps, and the scientists, the chemists. Yeah. Thanks to all of those people. who are helping us surpass this crisis. So have excellent reads, like I said. Perhaps this is for you, it wasn't for me, but it's not a bad book, right? I just want to keep it, to make it very, very clear. So, Deviant.fun out in 3, 2, 1, bye bye.